What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Two Legit Reviews, where we cut through the marketing and give you the straight truth on products you're actually thinking about buying. Today we're looking at the Fleximounts 2x8 overhead garage storage rack. $110 on Amazon, holds 400 pounds, nearly 18,000 reviews at 4.7 stars. Sounds like a no-brainer, right? Well, we read through those 18,000 reviews, and there are 7 things the product page definitely does not tell you. Some are great. Some will make you sweat. Let's get into it. Quick heads up. Product links in this video are affiliate links, which means we earn a small commission at zero cost to you. The Fleximounts is an overhead ceiling-mounted storage rack that gives you up to 52 cubic feet of storage space by using the ceiling space you already have but aren't using. It's adjustable from 22 to 40 inches of drop down, and it's tested to 800 pounds even though it's rated for 400. Let's talk about thing number one. Thing number one, and this is the reason 18,000 people bought it, it genuinely transforms your garage. The reviewer after reviewer talked about finally being able to fit a second car in their garage. One said, and I quote, "I can finally fit my second car in the garage." It made a huge difference in keeping everything organized and off the floor. Another bought 3 of them. Another said they were building out 32 feet of overhead storage across multiple units. When you move all your seasonal bins, holiday decorations, and camping gear off the floor and onto the ceiling, the garage goes from a storage unit to an actual workspace. That's the real value here. Thing number 2, this thing is built seriously heavy duty. The frame and wire grid are integrated, meaning it's one solid piece, not a frame with separate wire shells sitting on top that can shift around. 400 pounds rated capacity, but they actually tested 800 pounds during manufacturing. That's double. A 66-year-old reviewer installed one solo and said, and this is a direct quote, "After tightening all the screws and supports, it is quite solid." Multiple reviewers compared it favorably to the Costco version, which costs $50 more and uses fewer vertical supports. The Fleximounts 2x8 has 6 vertical hanging straps versus 4 on the Costco version. More support points on an 8-foot span just makes sense. Thing number 3, and listen carefully, the installation is a real project. This is not an afternoon job. Reviewers consistently reported 48 hours of installation time. You're drilling lag screws into your ceiling rafters overhead. You need a stud finder, 2 ladders, and ideally a second person. One reviewer said, and I quote, "The layout and installation takes plenty of planning and measurements, and a stud finder is a must." Another said it took 7 to 8 hours and he finished with bloodied hands. A third called it a lot of shoulder work. If you're not comfortable with overhead drilling and don't have someone to help lift the assembled rack into position, budget for a handyman. Seriously? Thing number 4, and this one came up again and again. The instructions are genuinely bad. They rely entirely on illustrations with minimal text, and what text exists reads like a machine translation. One reviewer said, quote, "The instructions are ambiguous at best, relying heavily on illustrations. The author didn't speak English as a first language." Another reviewer's advice? Don't follow the instructions for the shortest height setting. They literally don't cover it. His tip was to hang each 4x4 section separately and then join them rather than pre-assembling the full 4x8 rack on the ground and trying to lift the whole thing up. That's a pro tip worth knowing before you start. Thing number 5, and this is the most common complaint even among people who love the product, the included hardware is cheap. Multiple reviewers reported bolts that strip before they're fully tightened. One said, and I quote, "I've never once stripped the threads off a carriage bolt by hand with a socket and ratchet. Happened 10 times with this kit." Another reviewer said the pre-drilled holes don't line up properly on some units, requiring an impact driver to force bolts in. And here's the kicker, they provide exactly 0 spare screws. One reviewer said he got down to the last screw and thought he was short, but it was in his pocket. His advice? Use a magnetic parts tray. Several reviewers just went to Home Depot and bought better hardware for $40. Consider that part of the budget. Thing number 6. Before you even think about ordering this, go look at your garage ceiling right now. This rack can only be mounted to wood studs or joists or concrete. It cannot be mounted to metal walls or metal ceilings. Period. Your joist spacing needs to be 24 inches or less. And here's the gotcha one reviewer discovered. They assumed all their ceiling trusses ran the same direction. They didn't. The trusses ran in one direction for the first 4 feet, then switched direction for the second 4 feet. That made installation way harder. Another reviewer couldn't make it work at all because the joist layout forced the rack into a position that didn't work. Measure first. Check your joists. Know what you're working with before you drop $110. Thing number 7, despite everything we just told you, this is still the best value in overhead garage storage, period. The comparable Costco version is about $50 more, has fewer vertical supports, and isn't available on Amazon with free shipping. The Fleximounts has 18,000 reviews at 4.7 stars, with 80% giving it 5 stars. Multiple reviewers bought their second and third units after the first installment. One said, quote, "First one took me a bit, but the second one went up easy. When you can reclaim 52 cubic feet of garage floor space for $100 on the Saturday afternoon, that's one of the best ROI home improvements you can make." Here's our honest verdict. The Fleximounts overhead garage storage rack is an outstanding product that does exactly what it promises. It gets your stuff off the floor and onto the ceiling. The build quality is solid, the price is unmatched, and 18,000 reviewers can't all be wrong. But the install is a real project. Budget a full day, grab a friend, and seriously consider spending $40 on better hardware from the store. The instructions won't help you much, so watch a few YouTube install videos before you start. 4.7 out of 5 stars, only 2% 1 star. For $110, this is one of the best garage upgrades you can buy. That's our take on the Fleximounts garage storage rack. Have you ever installed overhead storage in your garage? Was it worth the effort, or did you regret it? Drop a comment below, we read every single one. If this review saved you from a surprise 8-hour install, hit that like button and subscribe for more honest product reviews. We'll see you in the next one.